So now we get to go on a little quest for the remaining press molds. So you have the silicon press and the calculation press. We need the logic press and the engineering press. And the only way to get them is from fallen meteors, which, if you look at here, they're actually just a bunch around. If you just look at the surface, really? I've definitely seen some on the surface before. Oh. So, actually, we have the technology. Give me a scanner. It's the same thing I did when I was looking for the brewing stands, but I have no idea where my scanner ended up. What the heck? Is this some like secret storage location where all my stuff keeps going? This is not the first thing I found missing. Okay, I cannot find where the heck this thing is, but it's a good thing we're at a point where making a new one isn't really that expensive anymore. I just lose all of my my scanner modules that were really nice. I say, where'd it go? Alright, so we'll have to make these again for... Scan for structures. Whoa. Some range scanners. I think just one, maybe two. And then the block scanners, which we will set for end stone chests. And that'll show us what the end stone chests are. So all we should have to do, nab that, throw it in here, listen to the spooky music. Nothing. Nothing nearby. Interesting. I could have just scanned Skystone, I suppose. Have the same effect. Probably be a little bit easier to see where stuff is. Instead of just the single point of chest. Yeah, let's go grab a Skystone. I wonder if something happened with like the world that removed them all. Because this looks like the approximate size for a crater for a Skystone thing. It doesn't look like something for natural generation because it's like between chunks and those boundaries. It's like all the Skystone itself got removed. I could just be complaining because I haven't found any yet. But, you know, there's also that possibility. Something happened, and that's also why my scanner's missing. So I went searching, and I could not find anything, which is really weird, because these first ones I found pretty close to our base here, and I couldn't even find the Skystone. So I'm thinking maybe they somehow got rid of it? Which is weird because it's only been a few weeks since I generated the world. So we're going to make this compass. And it is pointing somewhere. So it thinks there is... It thinks there's a meteor over here. Okay. Let's see what we find. Right here. Okay. Now we're getting some. That's... Huh. That was real weird. I just couldn't find any anywhere. Yeah, here we go. This is just one chilling here. Yeah, here's the original one that we found. I was going to say the alternate is they actually did add recipes for these. But, like, they take a block of aluminum, and they take, like, a minute and a half. And a new lens, a blue lens, like, I don't want to make that. That sounds like effort. So there's, like, 4 right here. That's crazy. Also, this hammer's going to break soon. But I made one with mending, so I don't care about this one. I already have a silicon press. Is there just like 5 right there? And there's like none anywhere else or something. They're just pointing. I need you to point to new ones for me. There you go. New reading. Right here. Darby 1. Another calculation press. Cool. Yeah, it seems like they're just really rare. Despite me finding, 5 at the beginning. They're otherwise pretty hard to come by. Engineering press. All right, 1 left. Nope. Surface 1. The lucky one, right? Nope. Oh my god, found it. There you go, we got them all. We caught them all. That was quite a little expedition. Got a new building cleared out here. Kind of in the center of everything. I got some nice little, it's like plumbing hookups. We got an ME conduit going down. We got power. And really this should actually connect to both and give the ME system power just by existing here. I'll probably put this in a better position in the future. But for right now, I'll set up the base ME system here. We got drives. And then in order to place down a terminal, the terminals won't connect to the conduits. Any of these like face ones. So you have to put one of these down. Then you can put down a terminal. And that works fine. And you can decorate this block all fancy. But I made the drives. We got 8 4x storage because I made apparently exactly enough to make 8 of them. Oh, I guess this can hold 10, can't it? I thought it could only hold 8, so I made 8 drives. Oh well. There we go. We got storage. Look at it, store stuff. And this can connect up everywhere. And I'm not sure if these conduits have a max number of channels. Because I think the channels system is disabled. Because there's no controller. There's no actual ME controller. So I think the channel system is disabled. However, there are dense ME conduits, which makes me think maybe there is some kind of channel system at work here. So I'm going to play around in creative and find out. Let's see. Can you see all 12 things? Yeah, it's all there. I wonder what the purpose of dense would be. Yeah, I've passed 33 separate things running on this line. So, I think it's fine. I think there's no limit. And a bunch of crafting later. Got a storage bus. This thing's a pain. Takes a robot arm. Interfaces take a robot arm in general, but yeah. But this can drop it right here on the drawer controller. I don't have any of the cables. And it should just, connect up to everything else. Once I run this line over to there. In theory. We got stuff? We got stuff! Look at that. That's great. Okay, not sure how much I like this thing. Because take a stack of nuggets and I have less iron. But it's fine. I do want to make sure that this has a lower priority than priority. Lower priority? No, higher priority. It should go here if it can. Otherwise, go to the main storage. All right, is it time to dump everything in? I think it's time to dump everything in. And we'll see what this does to this total storage. In theory, it should be fine, right? Yeah, totally. See what it looks like when you get there. This stuff I will keep out because that's a lot of individual items, except this, and these. Anything that's stacking. But everything else here isn't stacking. So that's fine. Same for stuff in here. Like, I'd like to keep my tools separate. But all these materials, yeah, got to get them in. Okay. This is all cleaned up. Where's my axe? So we got empty, 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 empty. I missed one. Dang it. I forgot about this barrel. Oops. As I was saying, empty, empty. The only thing left are these two, which have some enchanted books, some armor I really should just get rid of. Like all these things can just go. Boop, boop, boop. Some music discs, some swords I should probably also get rid of. These two are kind of okay, but I have this sword now, so I don't really expect to need them. Unless I need a backup. Don't need this. Don't need this horse armor, I guess. I'll keep one of each. And I could probably clean out these books. You know, just, it's spring cleaning time. All right, my random unstackable junk chest is now down to 1. So, we're doing better. Just have to move it at some point, but we'll do that later. Okay, so we have everything in here. It's using this when possible, preferring to store things here. But let's see how we're doing in terms of overall storage. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's quite a bit, actually. All types used on the first 3. And decent way through that one. So we've actually used up about half our storage already. The hope, though, is that having this now will make it easier to process things. Auto crafting is definitely a thing I want to do. It's actually pretty close in the quest book. It takes a lot of aluminum. This is actually the default recipe except for the aluminum plates. And the molecular assembler is a bit annoying, but not unreasonable. It's just the interfaces are kind of a pain. They're expensive, but we'll manage eventually. And the actual crafting patterns requires plastic sheets. Why? Do these take pattern? Oh, look at that. Polyethylene sheets. And tier 3 circuits in the middle. Dang. Okay. But you get 8. So you really have to be very specific on the stuff we want to craft, because these ain't cheap. Or I could just make a bunch of them. That too. Alright, been busy crafting, doing stuff, making things, restocking, and also running some lines. This is kind of where I do everything now. I don't go back upstairs. I just stay down here. It's nice. Crafting terminal here. Line running through. I've spread terminals out everywhere. So we now have one over here for easy access to items, because I forget things a lot. We also have one way down here. And that's pretty much it. But the conduit's running all the way underground. I have another drive set up here because we're about to do a nice little addition, convenience feature to the ME system, fluids. Fluid management is a pain, but here's 32. Why not 64? One sec. I just had 60. Must have put 2 away. Like, I had all this stuff for a stack. Why don't I make a stack? Here's a stack of 1K ME fluid components. And then, need more lapis. Make a bunch of them into 16s. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Because I want to make some more of these into even bigger ones. Just 2. There we go. Put them into housings. 2 16s. 6 4s. You come over and you can drop them right in here for fluid storage. And then I didn't bring a cable to put this on, so I'll put it right here. We can put fluids in here. I don't have any fluids to put in, but we can. Also, really conveniently, we can use storage buses on these tanks over here. They're all just connected. Like I have ethylene here, I got phenol here, I got steam, and then I have like polyethylene and ethanol and biomass down there. It's a lot of fluids, and just having access to all of them in one place, real convenient. I also, this was fun. I grabbed out my handy dandy crafting calculator and was like, all right, let's make 5 of these. Oh, that takes 2 stacks of aluminum. Yeah, but I did it. So 5 interfaces that we will do a lot of stuff with. They're really expensive. They're like 25 aluminum each. So I've kind of been on a resupply kick because I realized I was getting low on aluminum, but I am not now. I've been electrolyzing clay like crazy, which gives you aluminum and silicon, also some lithium and sodium, but mostly aluminum and silicon. I was also contemplating I can make clay, right, with a chemical reactor. It takes a second per block, so it's pretty darn quick. 15 EU per tick, comes from dust block, comes from sand, comes from gravel, comes from cobblestone, which we can just get cobblestone passively. So we could just like set up a thing to just produce clay and electrolyze it and just have all of these things just constantly in production. It'd take about 50 to 70 EU per tick to keep that running, but it might be worth it because this is some good stuff. So the next thing to look at is auto crafting and what's the best way to do it. So you use interfaces, right? You put the pattern in here, makes a tin ingot and an iron ingot into a tin alloy. Sure, simple, does the thing. There's an issue though. With one alloy smelter, this works fine, right? If I say, make me 10 of these, go away. If I say, make me 10 of these, it's going to throw the stuff in this. They're going to get pulled out. Then they get put in here, and this is going to churn away. And then, is it actually going to that thing? Oh, wasn't doing that before. So, what did I put cables on? I think, yeah, I put cables down there. I'm like, wait. Yeah, this cable's down there to pull it back in. Put it into the interface to return it. It's all managed through a single interface here. The issue comes when you want to scale this up. So now we're going to use this one. One sec. So now we're going to use this one. I had to remove the previous experiment so it doesn't spoil it. You got the 4 alloy smelters here. You got the barrel. They all go out and they go back in. But I have to set it to round robin so it doesn't just dump them all here. We try this, and it doesn't exactly go as planned. They go in here, they start getting pulled out, but it does a round robin on what it pulls. So you get some tin here, some iron here, some more tin here, some more iron there, and nothing actually got processed. That's kind of an issue. So, can't do it that way. I have to make sure we actually have enough stuff going forward here. So we have way 3, where we have these 2 side barrels. And essentially, all these barrels do is pull out the individual ingredients. So it goes into here, and once I set this to extract, all the iron goes into here, all the tin goes into there. It should extract onto green. These are backwards. I didn't actually test this one beforehand. There's still an issue here, though. Where's the iron? And it's not going to line up. It did that time, but it's not guaranteed. And you could have leftover stuff of one in another. I don't know how to solve that. I really don't know how to prevent that from happening. Like, it worked fine that time, right? But as soon as you make something that's not a one-to-one, like let's go for some bronze, the ratio of each ingredient's not going to be the same. Also, I have to put them in the filter, which is a bit annoying of this. I have to say, this one can pull out the tin, but I have to tell this one, hey, oh, yeah, you're doing iron. Iron and copper. So the copper gets spread more. I think the best thing to actually do is you set up the interface with all of the recipes for alloy smelters. And then really you just have... That wouldn't even work though, because you have overlapping ingredients. Something like that. It'd be close. So you have one alloy smelter per recipe. Essentially. Not exactly, because like tin is used twice here. And then everything is just made in that one alloy smelter. That's why it's okay if it starts backing up, because nothing else is going to use that one. And if I need to, I can like customize a more faster solution for that particular one. Let me try that, see how that works. All right, I've been doing thinking. I've been doing testing. I think I got a plan for multiple things, because there's a lot we got to figure out in terms of going down the road and making sure we build things that are relatively expandable without having to totally redo them, and that the stuff we make can be continuously used down the line. So, based off this initial plan, if you have a single alloy smelter, you don't run into any issues, because for the most part, it's going to craft one thing at a time, I think. Actually, I should test that. But a single alloy smelter is not going to give you issues. It becomes an issue when you start to spread it out. And when you spread it out, you kind of have to separate the components into individuals. And at that point, you need kind of alloy smelters per recipe, which isn't great. But there are definitely some recipes that we craft more than others. So I think the approach is going to have to be single alloy smelter for the not often used recipes. And then for things we do a lot, we can make these rows of alloy smelters and kind of fine tune the distribution. Change the stack rate on each of these to actually match how many each needs. So like if it's 3 of these and 1 of these, have this distribute 3 and have this distribute 1 at a time in a round robin style, then they should stay in sync. If they ever get out of sync, we'll have an issue, but that could be manually fixed as needed. Next, energy storage. So I've been contemplating how we're going to store a bulk of our energy. So right now we have those 4 low voltage battery buffers with some small batteries in them. I did the math, how much it stored. It's like not much. I think it was the equivalent of like 1 of these. But obviously we now have up to high voltage with stainless steel. Oops, no, I want recipe. 16x gold wire, which is a lot. And oops, stainless steel, which we can make. High voltage can go up to the large battery buffers, large batteries. So large lithium batteries actually store 1.6 million EU. And again, EU is, 1 EU is 4 RF. So multiply this by 4 to get the conversion. So these two things actually have the same energy storage, about 30 million RF. This one is all vibrant capacitor banks, 12 of them. This is 3 filled high voltage battery buffers. And actually while doing this, I realized, why even use the battery buffers? These CEUs actually have battery slots in them. So it's better to just use 16 slot CEUs and it does the same thing. If my goal is to output through RF lines like this, which it is, because these go long distances for much cheaper, then better to just use CEUs to actually store the power, because it's going to convert it at the same time. The difference between these, and it's a big difference, is the output rate. This is a max output of 6,144 RF per tick, which is like 1,500 EU per tick. This one's got 30,000, so 5 times the output. 300,000. 300,000. Got that wrong. 50 times the output. Yeah, this has a lot of output. The equivalent of like 80,000 EU per tick, which is why I'm kind of leaning towards these, but they are, in fact, more expensive. This takes a lot of stuff, lots of different things. This doesn't take many different things, but a lot of specific things, like 256 lithium. So for quick reference, 4 vibrant capacitor banks takes all of this. Just for 4 of them. It's a lot, but it might be worth it. We'll see. We'll see what the actual crafting process looks like. Definitely took a little bit to do all that crafting, but this should be it. Yeah. 4 vibrant capacitor banks. Big bottleneck was the compressor and actually the blast furnace. So one last thing I want to show off here that I've actually been using a ton to get around are these travel anchors that I made a bunch of. You can see this one there, this one there, this one there. When you stand on one, you can look at another and jump, and it'll send you right there. So I can now get between all these places pretty easily now. Like if I'm over here and I got to grab some of these things, just do that. I also made a staff of traveling, so I don't have to be standing on one. I can just like right-click one. And I'm going to do a little test of what their range actually is, which is why I have this one chilling right here at a nice X350. Which is going to go really far in this direction until I can't see that one anymore. Is that the other one coming in? I know, this is really hard to tell what actually is going on. Is that it? No. But I can still reach it. I can still reach that one from here. Yeah, so they go pretty far. A couple 100 blocks. I can still get to everything. That's pretty great. I was thinking about making a jetpack to help get around, but you know, with these, I don't even think I need that. But I think that's going to do it for today. Got a lot more stuff planned, but not enough to really squeeze into this. I think I have a plan for how we're going to do energy storage. I think I have a plan of how we're going to do material processing. That's going to take a lot of setup, a lot of setup, a lot of explanation. Don't have time for now. But next time I do want to take a look at some phantom faces because I saw them in the book and I looked at how they work and they seem pretty cool. So we might do that. Don't know how we're going to utilize them, but I'd like to utilize them because they seem really interesting. Anyway, get up on top. I don't need a jetpack. You need a jetpack. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.